Hello there and welcome back. Let's continue with that breaking news story that we just brought you before the break. GB News announcing that they are suspending Dan Wootton following the earlier suspension of Laurence Fox for comments made by Mr Fox on Dan Wootton's programme yesterday evening. Misogynistic comments made about the journalist Ava Evans. Our arts and entertainment correspondent Katie Spencer is on the line for us now with more on this. So Katie, look, when we spoke earlier, we said this story was continuing to unfold and this latest development, GB News suspending Dan Wootton.
Yeah, we had actually heard rumours from people working within GB News that actually Dan Wootton was inside the building and going through a crisis talks with management team. It does appear to be that that was the case, and we've had this statement now put out from GB News just through social media confirming that they have now taken the decision to suspend Dan Wootton. He, if you like, is actually one of their star turns, really, one of the most rated presenters that they have on the channel. So it is a big decision that they have made to take him off of his show. They've said that it follows the comments that he made on his programme with Laurence Fox last night, following their decision earlier today to formally suspend Mr Fox, and we are conducting a full investigation. They're not the only ones, of course, conducting an investigation, as are now Ofcom, who've received a number of complaints after what was a deeply misogynistic rant that Laurence Fox had on the Dan Wootton show last night that went completely unchallenged by Wootten. Fox as well, if you like, taken to social media, throwing Wootten under the bus almost, really, by putting onto social media an interaction that he had with Wootten through direct messages, saying that, wasn't that a good show? Words to the effect of that, basically, and then both saying, it must have made people scream in the gallery, and both sounding like they were quite pleased with the job that they'd done with respect to the rant that he made. Very different, of course, to what Dan Wootton put out in his statement today, saying that he was very sorry and he regretted what went on. But yeah, at the moment, both men now have been suspended. You have to wonder, really, whether or not this might progress on to people actually ending up being sacked as a result of the comments that were made.
And of course, Katie, this comes not long after Dan Wootton was off the air for a number of weeks on GB News following allegations made against him. And as I understand it, his column in the Daily Mail is still suspended as well. It just sort of adds to the growing problems that GB News is facing for some of its on-air presenters.
GB News took the decision in that case not to, well, they made the statement that they weren't going to take Dan Wootton off air over what were allegations that were unproven in their mind. But he is no figure to controversy, as are many of the presenters that are on GB News, of course, who are hired to be provocative. That's their MO, really, if you like. But it is a big decision, really, of them to have not taken him off air while they looked into those claims that were made very recently. But obviously, clearly, they feel that a line has been crossed with this. I mean, it's just prompted such a public reaction and a reaction from within MPs as well. Many people sort of saying that they believe that it was deeply misogynistic what went to air last night. And the political reporter in question, Ava Evans, has put out a podcast this afternoon talking about how really she feels like she's been in the middle of a furore, a story that she didn't ask to be put into the centre of, but she feels really incredibly frustrated of what this says about the sort of wider power dynamic of sort of men within the media sort of challenging women, not on their words, but on their level of attractiveness. So it is, yeah, you have to wonder whether these suspensions might progress any further and we might actually see sackings as a result of this.
Indeed. All right, Katie, more from you, I'm sure, throughout the day here as that story continues to develop. Katie Spencer there, and that news, Dan Wootton has been suspended by GB News following the suspension of Laurence Fox. So